The Dode Fox Podcast.
It just doesn't sit well with me at all, and as Goodwin pointed out, the fact that it hits his hand stops the ball naturally going to the United player behind him, who would probably just clear it. Now, if the shoe's on the other foot, if that's an attacker where Rollins is, and Rollins handles it to stop the ball going to the attacker to tap in, then it's probably a penalty, Rondo. So you can't have both. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it in this particular situation, in my opinion. But that, I will concede, that apparently is the fucking law. And that's madness.
So welcome back to the award-winning Dode Fox podcast with, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, it's the Mountie, Paul McNichol, and buzzing for the next hour, Ronnie Costello.
Before we get into episode 344, like, subscribe and click the notification bell on YouTube. Support the pod at buymeacoffee.com/DodeFox podcast. Listen at dodefoxpodcast.com and follow us on social media at DodeFox Podcast.
I just realised I'm almost kissing you here as I drink out my mug.
Oh, dearie me, Rondo. That is a sight for sore eyes.
Delicious as expected. To be fair, it's just water. It's not exciting. It's just water. Nice cover art last week.
Was that Claudio Braga?
That's
that was
the big
Claudio
boss,
Braga. Yeah, like for the wrestling fans amongst us, yes, it was quite humorous. Once again, I've no idea where he got that photo. I'm assuming it was AI. I didn't remember ever hearing a photo taken where my puss was tripping out that badly. But it's not to say it hasn't happened.
Nah, but you've no played down the fact you own a Mountie costume.
When in Rome, Rondo. When in Rome.
And who gave out the big boss man costume at Claudio Brava? That's another, And what was the jailhouse like when you were at? You know what I mean?
I can't possibly comment.
But before we get going, congratulations to everyone who is maybe currently still doing the kilt walk, or indeed has finished, or ultimately everyone that is participating on it, doing it for loads of great causes. Some people, Paul, just do it because they want to do it.
Yeah, thrill seekers, Rondo, just pushing themselves, testing themselves, see how they can get on. My sister and her partner, they're doing it. Fiona and Louise Dickers is doing it. So yeah, there'll be loads of people doing it. It's all for good causes, and hats off to everyone.
Yeah, Fraser's doing it. Helps with our live shows. He's wearing a kilt for that. I mean, when
excellent,
as you've said,
excellent.
But it's one of these kilts that. It's not a normal kilt. It's like a humorous kilt. And when he turned round, it looks like his bare arse is on show.
No, I don't know Fraser nearly as well as you, quite clearly. But that doesn't surprise me, Rondo.
Well, I spent 4 days in Munich in June with him, and I can tell you, it's no his arse.
And we'll leave it there.
Yes, indeed we will. You are coming to the end of your jaunt. It is your final day. By the time you land, this will have already been out for a few years.
Correct. Yeah, this is the last day. In some ways it feels like I've been here for a while, and in some ways it's flown in. But it's been class. Like, it's been a good 2 and a wee bit weeks away. Obviously, I've not missed many United goals in my time in Canada, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it'll be good to put my own head on my own pillow. But it's been class over here, like it really has.
Yeah, about peace and quiet.
Possibly.
maybe go for a shite at your own leisure.
Well, that's not been an issue, but it's,
and leave the door
busy.
Open at your
it's
own
been
leisure.
busy. It's been busy. That has been class.
I'll keep the door open. You're in gaff. Right, come on. Right, let's have a look at what has happened in the last week or so. Abdullah Yoro's here.
Finally.
And amazingly, United will get a 10% sell on if Euro is sold by the Turks in the future, which is mental.
Yeah. I mean, what are we defining future as? Like at the end of this season or 3 years down the line? Like what are we talking here?
Yeah,
Bizarre.
I mean, I would think end of the season, but it might
Gotta
be
be.
something that's maybe 6 months or something, or
Yeah.
a year, given if you give 12 months of development. But I mean, ultimately, the fact he was here, and then I believe myself, he did really exist when I seen him even pre-match standing on the pitch. I thought, there he is with my own
There he
eyes.
is. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. No, it's obviously from what we'll speak about it, but the first glimpse of him, it's quite positive. But the deal itself, I've never heard of a deal like that before, where you're loaning a player, and if he does that well, that his parent team sells him, we get a wee cut. So, yeah, hopefully it's a win-win, Rondo.
Absolutely. The Tenant Sixes are back.
But it's bittersweet though, isn't it?
Yes.
It's bittersweet because when I saw that, I thought, you dancer, maybe me and Rondo carry a wee bit influence here in the Scottish football landscape. But no, we don't. It's obviously a money-making thing, and it's going to be legends that are going to be playing. So, yeah, like I would love it to be the current players, but in reality, that's just never going to be a possibility, sadly. Hopefully it's decent.
No in a weekend in October either.
No, but the thing is, Rondo, it used to be. It used to be mid-season, and you could argue players were better back then. But hey, we'll watch it, won't we? We'll watch it. We'll see what it's like.
Could you imagine the insurance companies with that discussion? And by the way, we're going to spend 2 days just kicking about like on a
carpet. On a carpet that might rip up, and you might trip over it and whatever. Yeah. Never happening.
And I sent you the thing as well. Like they have to be retired 3 years, isn't it? Since they've played. So it'll be interesting.
It will be. Yeah, I suspect that United's winner beef. We're saying that Gomez can't play then, can he? Because he's still going. He'll not be able to play until he's getting his pension.
Dillow's still playing.
Dillo, yeah, but he's not played in that Masters tournament, so
no.
I would imagine it'll be guys that have been in and around that team. Maybe your Conway, your Kenneth, maybe John Daly. But we'll see. Yeah, here it's when I first saw the headline, I thought, "You dancer," and then when I read a wee bit more and you pointed it out to us, I was like, "Well, that's a bit shite, really, is it?" So,
yeah.
But we'll watch it. We'll pass a comment, and hopefully we'll win it, Rondo. Hopefully we're not still as bad these days as we were back in the 80s.
It's the same weekend. Scotland are away to North Macedonia in the Nations League. It's the weekend of the 3rd and 4th of October at Braehead Arena, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was the optimism and the whatever ran through my body of excitement, and then I went,
quickly ran away from your body when you read it.
It's just a Master tournament branded as the Tenant Sixes, really.
Correct. That's exactly what it is.
And it's going to be live on Premier Sports as well, which is, I'm not sure how that's a great sell to sell tickets. If they have things on Premier Sports, unless your tickets are like a tenner. Yeah. Which they wouldn't be.
Well, no, because the Masters weren't anything like a tenner, were they? They were quite expensive, relatively, I would say. So we'll see. I mean, fair play that they've brought it back. They're trying to get fan engagement. I understand all that. But yeah, hopefully it's a success. Hopefully United done the shite. And we'll see. We'll see in the future.
Will Ferry's to be offered a new deal by United.
Yeah, I've read that as well. I'm not sure what I make of that, Rondo. I don't know what I make of that, to be honest with you. Because I'm assuming like he's been offered a deal, like we know from this Czech team. Now United were offered a deal, we accepted it. He must have been offered wages, terms, conditions, and he didn't want to go. But I don't think it was because of the wages and terms he didn't want to go. Just from what I know, he just didn't fancy going there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I can't believe for the life of me that United could get anywhere close to matching something like that. I just can't. So I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on here. I didn't really understand it. Why did we not offer him a new contract like a few months back? It's not like he's just become good. Like we've known he was good pretty much from the jump. So I don't know. I still fancy the fact that he'll not be here come September.
Yeah, same. And we talked a wee bit longer than I thought we would last week. I was telling you that it looked like Scotland were about to announce a head coach. Things have changed over the week by the looks of it, given I thought we'd see an announcement, and it now seems that we have a new favourite in Sebastian Pocognoli. Could be the new Scotland boss. He was most recently the head coach of Monaco.
Yeah. So he's worked at a high level, at least. We can say that much. I would be lying if I said I knew anything about him. I can't even pronounce his surname, so that's how little I know about this guy. But the one thing that is a definite pro for him is that he's no Stephen Naismith. So whether or no that happens and he gets appointed, we'll see. But it's bold, but it's probably something that we need in this country, because we just, I don't know, we seem to be lacking something when it comes to the national team. Like recently, obviously, we've qualified for these tournaments, but then we've just kind of let ourselves down, if you will. So, yeah, we need somebody to get over this next hurdle, and hopefully it's Sebastian, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he is. He's a Belgian. He used to be a left back. He came through at Standard Liège, played at Genk, AZ, Standard Hanover, played at West Brom, Brighton, and he's had a couple of managerial appointments. He's been in about Genk under-18s, Belgium under-18s as well. And I'm pretty sure we mentioned it, like someone a wee bit different is an exciting appointment. I know it's a complete unknown, a name for complete left field, but I'm just no against that. I'm really no.
No, same. I'm quite fickle that way. I'm on board with it, way more than I was with one of our own, if you will, Stephen Naismith. This guy seems to have a bit of a pedigree about him. Naismith wasn't great as a Hearts manager and was part of the Scotland backroom team that, they have done well to qualify for these tournaments. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately, like they were coming up short when it really counted. So, yeah, I was never on board with that, but I'm fully on board with this guy.
I wonder if it's just one of these things where Naismith's just a really good part of a backroom team, but as a number one, it's just know your gig,
Yep, possibly. Everybody's got their own role. And who's to say that he doesn't remain in that role when this guy takes over? Like you just don't know. Yeah. You just don't know. So we'll see.
I think when
time will tell.
You bring a foreign coach in, I think you probably need a wee bit of nucleus, people that know the DNA of what it 100%. Means to,
100%.
Yeah, Scottish or Scotsman, whatever way you like it. But yeah, could it be Sebastian Pocognoli to lead Scotland? The next games are in the international break in September. We're away to Slovenia on the 26th, which is a day after some wee event that's happening, but we'll speak more about that later on. Right, our this week's Toad Fox dilemma for you, Paul, is very simply that question you might speak about in the pub or the car or walking back or to or from Tannadice on a match day. Which former United player would you drop into this current team?
Well, in this current team, so you'd have to think, like where are our biggest issues? And I would say just now at the back, who would I drop in there? Out with the obvious, just shouting Davy Neary, because I would just drop him in to any team. But probably on influence and what he brought to the team alone. And again, this might be a wee doffing of the cap to the fact that there's a wee event in September coming up. But I think an Andy Webster type would be phenomenal at the back. Somebody just to keep Abdi on their toes, tell people where they need to be, hold people accountable, and also do a very good job defensively. I think he'd be a right bonus to have somebody like him in the team just now.
Right, let's get into the debrief of yesterday. It was our first home defeat since January as we went out the Premier Sports Cup in the last 16, I think it was. United 0, Celtic 4. It was another 4-0 defeat just a week after the same scoreline at Tynecastle. This one does feel a bit different. Obviously, we've hit the woodwork 5 times. Celtic were ruthless in their opportunities as well. Quick-fire goals in first half in 2 minutes, 9 minutes I think it was in the second half. And, the thing you need after 2 4-0 defeats is, of course, a Dundee derby. But, Paul, how do you even judge a 4-0 defeat? And let's just get to it now. When you've hit the woodwork 5 times.
Yeah, it's obviously it's disappointing to go to the cup, first and foremost, that's disappointing. But we knew it was going to be tough when we got Celtic. I was trying to convince myself we were maybe getting them at a good time, but there was no European football at that stage to distract them. So, they're no firing on all cylinders, far from it, because they've probably still got players that they're going to bring in this summer, I would imagine. But you did kind of hope that we were going to get them at a good time. Turns out we didn't. But I don't think the scoreline tells the full story. I wasn't at the game, and I know that it feels different when you're at the game rather than watching it on a TV. But I don't know. Like I was shouting a lot when I was watching it. I wasn't always shouting at United players for Martin Nurse or something. I felt really frustrated watching it, and I thought that we were a wee bit hard done by at times.
Yeah. Team news, 2 massive absences for United. Will Ferry missed out with a groin problem. Dylan Tate was suspended.
That pisses me off, Rondo. That pisses me off. How can we have boys suspended against a team that haven't even fucking played in the competition this season? In my opinion, the booking should be wiped after the group stage. But I'm an arsehole. I don't care. It's only an opinion, but it doesn't seem fair.
Well, I think pre-match, Jim Goodwin said the same when he was speaking to the BBC or Premier Sports. Can't remember who it was. And again, I think we agree as a whole, not just because it's United that have been impacted by it. I think we would all agree that it's something that should be wiped. But yeah, Dylan Tate missed out due to that. So I mean, there's the guy that's basically captained you all season now sitting in the stand next to Will Ferry, which meant Kevin Chubataru came in for his first start left back. Julius Eskison came into midfield, and Abdullah Euro, mind him, he was even on the bench. So I mean, when you lose 2 of your best / better players of the season so far, it's always a bit of a challenge. But how big a difference did those absences make for you when the team come out an hour and 15 before kick-off yesterday?
Yeah, well, Ferry wasn't a surprise. Like I did, and I've not really had my finger on the pulse this last week, so I just assumed after the Hearts game that he'd be away. Now, obviously, I was aware that he still wasn't away, but when I saw that his name wasn't in the starting lineup or on the bench, I just assumed that they were obviously holding him back so he doesn't get injured for any potential move. The Tate one was a surprise. I didn't realise that he was suspended. And as I've just mentioned, like I really didn't agree with the fact that you've got boys that are suspended because bookings have picked up in a part of the competition that your opponents haven't even fucking competed in. That doesn't seem fair. Wasn't mad about seeing the new guy in, because I'm assuming in the fullness of time he's going to be the Will Ferry replacement.
What's his name?
Anyway, Kevin. And Eskison, I like Eskison. So again, I wasn't mad that he was in, but yeah, if everybody was fit and able and no suspended, then they probably wouldn't have been in my team. I probably would have went with Will Ferry and Tate.
Yeah, it's a groin injury that's kept Will Ferry out that he picked up on Friday morning. So certainly when I seen him yesterday, he looked, when people looking a bit of discomfort, but you're not sure if they're holding in a fart when they're walking.
I know that very well.
Kind of how it looked. Right, let's get into the match itself. Celtic had plenty of the ball early on, but the first 2 big chances belonged to United.
Yeah, I thought we started all right. Like I know they had plenty of the ball, but I thought that we were doing well when we had the ball. And as you say, like the first big chance was ours when it was King Julius, and I know it's no on target, because when you get to the end of the game, there's no shots on target, which is bizarre, and again doesn't tell the full story. But it was a good chance. It wasn't looking a gift horse in the mouth kind of chance. So he's done well. He's managed to get it through the defenders. That to me is unfortunate. That's an unlucky conclusion to that effort for Julius. And then just after that, a wee bit of decent play coming from the high press. We panicked Celtic a wee bit. We managed to get ourselves in a great position, and again, it's just, to me, it's bad luck. It's just a lack of luck when Mane's hit that shot. He couldn't have hit it much better. Like he's fucking about 3 inches away from scoring a goal. So it was unfortunate. And as much as they had a fair bit of the ball, I felt in the early stages certainly I thought we were all right. I really did. I thought we were looking quite dangerous going forward yet again.
Yeah, and you mentioned about sort of, the high press and stuff. Jesse Randall does really well, win possession, hit up the park, and when he gets the ball to Manny, you just think, oh, surely this time, and hits that woodwork again. You just think, surely it's not going to be any of these days. Guess what?
Yeah.
Turned out any of these days.
Didn't have.
Two really good opportunities for all the ball they had there, and they created much. But then we've seen a bit of a difference. They started to create a bit more. But again, very much we are part of our own downfall, which we've said a million times. Like, again, Tom Renault's goal last week is one of them. Yes, you could pick out boys maybe just no being quick enough out, but it's a brilliant strike for distance. But I don't think, and we'll get to the second goal certainly, but for both goals, I'm not sure we cover ourselves in glory.
No. Again, it was a corner, wasn't it, for the first one?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a corner. And we've seen it so many times, Rondo. It's infuriating. Like, as a fan, it's infuriating. I can only imagine that Goodwin's pulling his hair out. And when I saw it, I was like, well, Sapsford lost his man, and ultimately, like, Sapsford, he's getting the majority of the blame for that. But then I'm thinking to myself, why have we got Sapsford on one of their tallest, biggest, strongest, best in the air players? Like, and when you look around the United team this season, we're no very big. Like, you've got Forbes, who wins his fair share. Bert, he wins some. He maybe doesn't win his fair share, but it's a mismatch straight away. And that's before you even get into the fact that the boy Trusty's lost Zach. I think he's cute. He kind of nudges him into a group.
Sticks him in the park, doesn't he?
He does. But then, you know what? That's good. It's good play. It's good play for him. Like, you can take your hat off to that. But when it fast forwards like a second later, it looks like Zach completely lost his man, which he has, and it's a free header, and it's so frustrating. Like, because we see it damn near every week, and we've for about a season, and we're no fixing it. We're just no fixing it. But the way that the team has been built this season, height and stature wise, this is probably going to happen again and again, because we didn't have enough big guys to put a body on them. And even when we did last season, we were still conceding these sort of goals. So it was disappointing to go one behind, but no overly surprising.
Yeah, and then just like Hearts last week, one quickly became two.
Yeah, and obviously that's contentious. And since it, I've seen loads of people, mainly Celtic fans, quoting the fact that it's part of the law now, that it should stand. Rondo, you can't convince me that goal should stand. And that's no... if it had been up the other end, I think I'd be honest enough to say we got really fucking lucky there. Because I'm not even saying the boy who has purposely handled it or purposely caught it and rolled it right in front of his teammate, nothing like that. But I think Goodwin mentioned it after the game. If it doesn't hit his hand, it's going to Rollins, who would probably just boot it into the Jerry Kerr. But because it hits his hand, it couldn't have felt much more perfect for his teammate. And he gets in and he fucking scores. And
this is the big thing for me. It's the fact handball effectively assists. You felt like it's an assist for handball.
100%.
But if it went, if he'd handled it and then scored, it would have been chopped off. But he's assisted it with the handball. It's no hit my hand, hit his foot, and then the boys hit it in. It's hit his hand and bounced up nicely for Duran. Should we follow the run better? Yes. Should we react better? Yes. But ultimately, it's handball up to the boy, and he smashed it in the net, and we're 2-0 down going, wow, well, surely VAR will look at this. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Now, VAR weren't looking for a handball. VAR were looking for a foul, by the way.
Against
so the shout, when we went to VAR, it was VAR for a foul. It wasn't a VAR for handball. VAR for a foul. So then when you see it, you're going, what, you're saying he pulled Esselink down? I think they're both at it. Ultimately, I didn't mind that. But the boy's handball is now an assist. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you're 2-0 down. You've just conceded. You've conceded again. So at 21 minutes in, it was 0-0. 24 minutes on the clock, we're 2-0 down.
Yeah. It just doesn't sit well with me at all, because in that scenario, as I've just said, and as Goodwin pointed out, the fact that it hits his hand stops the ball naturally going to the United player behind him, who would probably just clear it. Now, if the shoe's on the other foot, if that's that's an attacker where Rollins is, and Rollins handles it to stop the ball going to the attacker to tap in, then it's probably a penalty, Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have both. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it in this particular situation, in my opinion. But that, I will concede, that apparently is the fucking law, and that's madness. It's common sense has been fucking thrown in the scrap heap when it comes to this particular law.
Unbelievable, really. I mean, I say I couldn't believe what I was watching, but Scottish football, Scottish referees and Council VAR, so I actually could believe what I was watching. You know, but were you 2-0 down, head in the hands a wee bit, thinking, oh no another August fucking pumping for Celtic?
No, of course, like, you do fear the worst. There was a bit of me thinking, right, well, again, similar to last week, we'll see what the players have got about them, because we are up against it. I mean, we'd never even mentioned the crowd, but there really wasn't a big crowd, so there wasn't a big backing for the team for the stands. 2-0 down after playing reasonably well. It would have been easy for Heads to go down, and for the next 15-20 minutes I thought Celtic were definitely the better team. Like, I didn't feel like we were hanging on, but they were definitely the better team, controlling it up until half time, I thought. But it was really disappointing. And before we get to half time, like, I was screaming for a penalty. Like, I didn't get
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah. And like, now, I don't know if you've seen it back, but the justification on the TV was, but it was within his t-shirt line. And I was thinking, that's fair enough, but his fucking arm was away up here, purposely, because the ball was going past him. He couldn't header it, so he moves his arm up and it hits his arm. Again, I'm not even sure what the rule is or the law is, Rondo, but to me, that's a penalty, because you're making yourself bigger on purpose, using a part of your body you're not allowed to use to block the ball. Yeah,
so we were, at the time, I just couldn't see it at the time, so I was needing to see the replay, but the screen I saw in a replay was like smaller than your phone. Again, it wasn't great. Yeah. So the view for the bat, and even when I've seen it a couple of times, I'm not convinced enough to say it's a penalty, but I'm questioning, going, somebody's got to be looking at that though, you know, because the line is t-shirt shoulder isn't a handball. But the fact he's knowing this, I mean, if you're listening to audio, this is not working for you, but on video, I'm pointing. But the fact his arm is kind of up about here,
on purpose,
is unnatural. Like, you know, that side of me, and I'm going, so what, we can just run about knocking the ball, we were shudder like this, and it'll be all right. Bollocks.
Yeah. I know, no, like, and don't get me wrong, if it had been at the other end and we concede a penalty, I'd have been raging at the United player for doing it, because you're risking it. You're risking giving away a penalty when you do that. But obviously, no, if you're wearing green and white hoops yesterday.
Yeah, and it was, it was unbelievable. So, and then I think Sapsford then hit the bar, didn't he, right before half time?
Yeah. No, was that not just after half time?
Oh, no, it was just.
It was just after half time. Yeah. So we got to half time. We're 2-0 down. I'm feeling pretty deflated. I don't know what you're feeling, Rondo. It felt like a long way back.
You know what? It is a way back, but probably a bit like you and I, though. I'm also thinking we're not actually out of this.
Mm-hmm.
That was the frustrating thing.
Yeah, Nick's goal was massive, wasn't it? But that's always the case when it's 2-0.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
You touched on it, and it was before we spoke about the Oxlade-Chamberlain incident there. Like, I didn't have Jack Walton wasn't like overstretched. He wasn't he had 20s just, I think. There was none.
Yeah.
You know, so again, yes, they're 2-0. I get that. I absolutely get that. But, you know, we've hit the post twice. Could have been a totally different game if you're 2-0 up. But ultimately, you get a half time, and it is, you know, United need to score the next goal. Same as what we said last week, you know. And again, it was just like, well, I wonder what's going to happen from here on. Will there be changes? I wasn't sure, because I didn't think I didn't think there was any passengers at this point. Everyone was getting 110%. The high press, everything like that was like, there's a lot to like about it, but also we're 2-0 down.
Yeah, and as we've mentioned for weeks now, it seems this new formation and style of play, it's going to afford chances to the other team. It just is. And the other team could be anybody. But when you're playing Celtic, probably the best team in the country, it looks like
they will canter this league.
That's what I was thinking. And they'll get better than what we saw yesterday. Like when you give them a number of chances, they're going to score goals because they've got quality up the top end of the park. And there were times, now I know that we weren't under the cosh too often, but there were times when they were breaking on us and you're thinking, fucking, because they were breaking in numbers and because we were high press and we were so forward thinking, there was big gaps. Our wing backs at times, Cheesy Peeps Rondo, I was watching them behind my fucking hands.
They were wingers.
They weren't the wing backs. They just lose the word back for whatever they're titling themselves. So it was a bit harum-scarum at times, but like to your point, you're right. Jack Walton didn't have all that much to do, and what he had to do was relatively comfortable.
Yeah. I thought we came out pretty positive. Sapsford, like you say, you rightly said, he smashed in off the bar. That was Woodwork number 3. At that stage, you're thinking, just get in, we'll see how it goes. But instead, Celtic went up the other end and effectively finished the 10th.
That was it for me, yeah. That was essentially it, and it was a shite goal to lose. As Tannadice was the third, wasn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Too easy.
So far too easy, Rondo. As soon as you got it, now I'm a big ham. I'm a dumpling. I'm not a football player. I ken Tannadice is going to come onto his right foot. I think the whole of Scotland kens he was going to come onto his right foot. Rollins allows him to come onto his right foot. Now you could say, well, he was quick with it and he got the shot away quick and he was near post. I don't ken. It was just so predictable when he picked it up. I ken exactly what he was going to do. He got to do it. He was successful with it. We looked stupid, and they were 3-0 up, and it was essentially game over.
Yeah, it was so frustrating, frustrating. And I suppose the thing is, I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get out, because words are clearly on my thing today. We weren't. I don't think at one point in that game, the United players gave up. I don't think at one point in that game, we certainly weren't camped on our 18-year line, put it that way. There was a point in the... let me get my halves right here. There was a point in the second half, it might have been when it was 2-0, it might have been when it was 3-0. Celtic had every single player behind the bar at one point, in their own box.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that for a United team. Now, granted, it's easy for me to say when they're 3-0 up and they could counter-attack at will, but it's one of these interesting things going, that's the difference this United team is for last season. Because last season, ultimately, I think we would have camped on our 18-yard line and just sat there. Because we've seen it far too many times. Again, playing this attacking way, we will leave gaps. 100%. It is that risk and reward strategy. But then, Esselink then hits the fucking bar. Should do better. But again, we've hit the bar now for a 4th time.
Yeah, it was unlucky. And again, to your point, like, nobody gave up. You could argue that Celtic were sitting back, but I would argue, but we weren't allowing them to get out.
Correct.
Like we were hemming them in. Like that's the first. I mean, I'd hate to maybe go back to about the 80s or 90s, I suppose, but I can't remember a time when we've hemmed Celtic in.
No.
Now, albeit it counts for nothing because we got pumped 4-0 in the end, but it was different. It just felt different.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, you're still out the cup, but there was definitely positives to take for the fact that we didn't quit, we didn't give up, we didn't just retreat into our shell and think, right, okay, let's just keep the score down. We were trying, and you could maybe argue that, well, we should have just fucking tried to keep the score down, but it felt like we were still trying to get back into the game, even at 3, even at 4 down, we were still trying to get forward and take our chances.
Yeah. Obviously, the man in the middle was your favourites. So I need to mention it. I need to get your opinion on this end. Scales delays the restart, pushes Rollins, kicks the ball away, no card, fuck all said, 20 seconds later it's 4-0.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Noticed that at the time, not surprising, and all the Celtic fans that have been quoting United fans saying, well, that's the rules, can it? You're allowed to handball it and it counts. Well, that's fair enough, but the boy that scored that second goal, for example, he's up with the tap, there's a message. Now, Again, I didn't particularly agree with that should be a booking, but by the rules, it's a booking. Didn't think he got booked for that.
Nope.
Scales pushing the ball away, pushing the man, towing the ball away. That's a booking. I think the ref maybe ran over him, and I don't know what he said. Probably well done, Liam, or something like that. But he doesn't get a booking. So yeah, like there was. When you come up against Celtic, you need a lot of luck. You need them to be slightly off it, and we need to be firing on all cylinders. Now, just on the luck alone, it felt like we didn't have any. We didn't have any luck when it came to like the chances. But the point that you've asked about, I mean, what can you do? Like you're trying to. I think it's Megram, is it? He's trying to take a quick free kick. He delays it.
He pushes Rollins. It's Rollins he pushes.
Yeah. I mean, we are nitpicking a wee bit because we've still got the bar. We then fucking lose the bar and we give it away, and it's a great finish for the boy. In fairness, but then do we make it too easy for him? We allow him like 3 or 4 touches of the ball, but at the edge of our own box, and
it's a great strike though. I mean,
it's a great, but that's the criticism. Like, we know this guy's got that in his locker, so didn't give him 3 or 4 touches or however many he took. We've got to be a wee bit tighter to him. I
mean, on yellow cards, I mean, Eskison got a very deserved yellow card early on, 16 minutes in.
Yoro got booked.
I mean, Yoro got booked. First thing he done.
Nonsense. Yeah, it was.
It took to the 85th minute for a Celtic player to go in the book.
Yeah, Carter Vickers.
Yeah. Old
sweaty
niggers.
Sweaty. Bark at niggers.
And then, obviously, time wasn't up. We decided to hit the bar for a 5th time.
Yeah, another great effort. I mean, if that and Zach's go in, you're talking like these are contenders for goal of the season.
Yeah.
When your luck's out, Rondo. That's it. Like, I think I laughed. when we hit the bar the 4th time. When it was the 5th time, I was like, this just blow the whistle. Like, I think he blew the whistle as well. Another wee nitpicky thing. He blew the whistle in 90 minutes. Like, which again, I'm pretty sure that's not the rule. Like, do you not get 30 seconds of subby? VAR? I don't even care if there was a VAR check second half. Nitpicking. No that it would have made any difference, but yeah, people are happy when the rules get applied in certain circumstances, but a bit lax with it at other times.
It's one of the most frustrating things here that, you know, United actually created chances and hit the woodwork, you know, but we saw enough, and enough happened in the game to make it a completely different game than it actually was, if maybe we had a bit of luck on our side.
Yeah, definitely. And even when we were kind of dead and buried at 3 or 4, I can't remember exactly when the subbies came on, like Yoro, Megram and Benny, but they were kind of positive subbies and we were still going at it, you know, we still played quite well. The brief glimpse, like we hate to mention Yoro, the boy looked class.
Yeah.
Like, the boy just looked, he didn't look 19. He looked so
I'm
sure,
not
so
confident. Check his passport at 19, but just keep it happy days, crack on. Keep the bar.
In fairness to him, he looks young, but just the way that he plays, like he plays like an old head, like an experienced veteran. So that's promising. We've got that to look forward to, I guess. But yeah, ultimately, it was a disappointing afternoon, wasn't it, or evening, if you will.
Kevin Chubutaru's debut as well. What do you make of that over the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I thought he'd done all right. I thought he'd done all right. Yeah, I need to see.
Again, positive.
Yeah, but that's not surprising that he's that sort of player, because that is clearly the type that we're going after.
When he's Cruyff turning on the edges in box early on, I think he realised quite quickly, I can't do this.
I shouted at him there, Rondo, because as soon as he started doing that, you just can't. You're getting yourself into danger here, and he didn't do it again. So he learned from that.
But he's certainly got. He's got a bit about him that I like to see a wee bit more of. Again, he likes to attack. Obviously, he can tap the throw-ins. He get a ban, and again, it's these relationships on the pitch, isn't it? I mean, you think Friday morning or Thursday night, he's maybe he'll be on the bench, maybe Saturday, and then Friday morning, well, you're actually starting him on. Fair play on, Mike.
I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't think he was incredible. I certainly didn't think he was stinking. I thought he was okay. It was difficult circumstances because it's a game that when you look at the scoreline, it looks like we've been battered, but when you actually watch the game, it doesn't feel like we've been battered. So he was fine. I suppose I've got a bit of a concern over Rollins defensively.
Been a tough couple of games for him.
it's not been the best, but like if we go back to when we signed him, and like I think I watched 2 games of him in Australia, I think I said to you at the time, Rondo, this boy likes getting forward. He's no bad at getting forward in the Australian League. He gets found wanting defensively, I think. Hopefully that's something that can be worked on and improved.
Yeah.
But so far, there's definite room for improvement. Definite.
Yeah. Well, I think I said to you on the eve of even the Rangers game, I says if Namo was available, I think there's a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, because I think Namo is better defensively.
Yeah, and I'm now in the camp of wouldn't disagree with that.
You know, and again, it just comes for that. I know the way we play, and there's obviously a way of getting pace up and down the flanks and whatever, but it's been a tough couple of games for Rollins. I mean, the Tannadice yesterday, McPake last week, just too easy, you know. And
yeah. But that might be because of the way that we're playing, because we are basically isolating our wing backs. And I say isolating like that's being generous. Sometimes they're nowhere near where I want them to be, because they've been forced to go up and attack.
Yeah.
We'll see how it all plays out. Like it's like we've been scalped 2 weeks on the bounce. No had a shot on target, which doesn't tell the whole story. But I'm not as despondent as you would think that you might be after seeing your team get bit 4-0 twice. I'm no at the bottom yet.
And listen, I know some of our efforts yesterday were for like 40 yards and 30 yards at times. But again, for 15 shots to Celtic's 11 yesterday, you know, we've had 9 on target. They've obviously had 8. Again, for 4 of them, I don't think Jack Walton had really anything today. But it is that the one word I kind of got away from is wasteful. You know.
100%. 100%. Like, as unlucky as we have been against Celtic there, against Hearts we were wasteful, and against Celtic you could look at that and say, well, it's wasteful because you're technically no hitting the target. Like we are. I mean, how long can we go on just saying, but we are creating these chances, we're getting into these positions, it's inevitable that it's going to go in. It doesn't feel inevitable at the moment. And when you throw in the fact that we are absolutely allergic to keeping a clean sheet just now, it needs fixed. Something needs fixed. But I maintain it though. Going forward, it's good to watch. I like the high press. I'm liking a lot of what we're doing defensively. I'm closing my fucking peepers, Rondo, because it's giving me heart palpitations at times.
What concerns you more going into next week? Is it, 8 goals conceded, or the fact we've no scored in either our last 2 games?
I think it's a bit of both. Like I've only watched, I think I've maybe watched a couple of Dundee's games, or certainly bits of them this season. The boy on the wing, Bevan, he's got pace to burn. He's going to be a problem. We struggled last season with Ashley Hay up front in the game that he played against us. And
he's injured.
Is he injured, is he?
So Simon Murray.
Obviously, well, Murray got a bad in yesterday, it looks like.
Real bad in.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what we're going to face, but that's an area of concern. But again, like I could easy flip that and say, if we just take a couple of our chances, then we should be good. Like, because the pressure on the defence will be eased if you've got a 2-goal lead in a game. But we've just not had that yet. We've not even, well, I was going to say we've not even looked like it. We were unfortunate not to have a 2-goal lead yesterday, I suppose, when we've hit the post twice. But yeah, we just need to basically, in pre-season or in the League Cup stage, we kind of joked about it. Well, if we're going to win games 5-4 and 4-3, we'll take it. We might have to win games 4-3, 3-2, 5-4, whatever it is. But we need to start taking these chances, because we're getting into good positions. We're harassing the teams high up the park. They're fucking under pressure almost for a goal kick. We are just not getting the ball in the pokey, and that needs to be addressed real soon.
You're obviously, you mentioned about defensively and watching through your fingers at times and stuff like that, but like again yesterday, and this sounds like a really daft thing to say, but I wasn't overly concerned with like Walton, Bear or Michael Ford yesterday. Again, it's that weird thing, like it's not like they've been in a mistake or whatever. It's just, it's a lot of collective things that we're involved in. I get that, but that, again, I've no felt like, it's a bit worrying. Like I thought Esslin got isolated at one point, one-on-one with another. I think it might have been Tannac or Durant. He's done really well against them. And I just think that, you look where these goals are coming from. You know, the first thing, I've actually forgot the first goal yesterday already.
Set piece, Trusty.
Aye, so in there, we Satsford on him for some reason. The second goal, fucking we spoke about it, fucking handball
Volleyball.
assist. Third in, too easy, comes in for as weekend, comes in on his right foot, and then the last goal, again, comes in for that, and it's just a great strike. But can that wee triangle there, I'm no hiding the hands yet going, we need to go and get. Would it be against, we've said this, a blood and sweat centre half, served his time, would hate his granny if he had to, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it happening.
No, I mean, from the recruitment so far, it looks like the manager, the team, the club are quite happy with the defensive options that we've got.
Mm.
I'm assuming a lot of fans didn't agree with that. I think that we could do with something else, but there just seem in the formation, and I keep going on about the formation that we're playing this season, it is good to watch, but it is so heavily reliant on Bert and Michael Forbes at present being brilliant, because teams are getting at us. We're hoping that they can defend Bury and box along with Jack Walton, and like the last 2 weeks, 8 goals conceded says that it's not really working the way it's meant to.
Jim Goodwin felt the 4-0 scoreline was harsh on United, which I think we've kind of always said about, we've created the chances. Unsurprisingly, his biggest frustration is Celtic's second goal.
Yeah.
He accepts that, obviously hitting the hand, it's no deliberate, but, what you meant to do. I mean, he's saying about common sense has got to prevail given the fact a handball's led to the goal. We've kind of agreed that it's, it's just such a frustrating way. But again, if somebody on the outside looks and sees, United go actually, but actually, Kim, what? I saw a thumbnail on YouTube this morning, and it was somebody, it must have been a Celtic fan page, had clipped up the game of their goals, and it just had Celtic run riot. I think they did. Again, that's harsh. At 4-0, it seems daft. I think they did run riot.
No, it's one of them. If you look at the scoreline, if I hadn't watched the game yesterday and I had come and spoke to you about it today, Rondo, I probably wouldn't have believed half of what you're saying, because I'd be like that, but we got pumped. Yeah. But when you watched the game, it didn't... Yeah, we were wasteful. Yeah, we didn't have any shots on target. But that just doesn't tell you the whole story. It really doesn't. But ultimately, there's no story. The story is 4-0, you the cup. That's the story. But I didn't think anybody run riot yesterday.
No. Who gets your man of the match in a 4-0 defeat?
I thought Manny was probably the best of the bunch yesterday. He was playing slightly further forward for the majority of it. He was a nuisance to them. He was harassing McGregor, which we didn't often see too often, Rondo, in the games against Celtic. We just allow, and not just United, fucking most teams, just allow Callum McGregor to dictate. And in fairness to him, he's pretty good at it, because if you give that boy space and time, he will dictate the game. I don't think we gave him any space and time yesterday. So for me, it was probably Manny that was the best of the bunch.
Good, bad and ugly?
The good, well, as we've mentioned at length, I'm taking the positives, Rondo. We have an identity and at least looked dangerous going forward on Saturday. The bad, how's your luck? Hitting the woodwork 5 times in one game is every bit as unfortunate as it sounds. And the ugly, the risk and reward nature of our new formation has seen us somehow be worse at the back than we were last season, and that is some going. Also, for the millionth fucking time, we conceded from a cross into the box and a free header in a game. Just tragic stuff.
So we've touched on it already. It is the Dundee derby at Tannadice on Saturday. It is once again a 5:45 kickoff. It is the only game at the weekend, I think, at the minute, in the William Hill Scottish Premiership, due to a lot of European games and all that being postponed. So Dundee will walk down the road with a pretty mixed last 5. They were the world beaters of footballing history last week. Presley ball was through the roof. And then they went up to Aberdeen and got absolutely pumped, like most of the sheep will have in the Aberdeen area. as normal. They got beat 3-0 yesterday in the Premier Sports Cup, and they started the season, they got beat for Celtic at Parkhead 1-0. They've certainly had some decent results. Aberdeen, for all the plaudits Dundee were getting, not a lot was said about how bad Aberdeen were in that one. They've slightly turned it round in that. What Dundee are we expecting on Saturday tea time, Paul?
Well, I think they probably play a not dissimilar formation to us. They're not great shakes by any means, and I say that about most teams in this league, but neither are we at present. It should be an exciting game. As I mentioned about 5 minutes ago, I think the danger man for them is the boy Bevan, and I say that because he's got pace to burn. He can hurt anybody if he's on it that day. But I'm looking forward to it, Rondo, because
of course you are.
Of course, I mean, we've got to score at some point, and there's no better game for me to get that off your back. Well, whatever, and I didn't even care what scores it, but I'll be looking for people to have their shooting boots on next week at Tannadice, that's for sure. But Dundee will probably have their tails up a wee bit. Like there seems to be an air of positivity about them for whatever reason. You know, the fans are totally buying into what Presley's doing. I think because he was the butt of all the jokes last season, I think mainly by their own fans, right enough. But I think that they've flipped that and they're backing him now. They're quite happy with what they're seeing. I didn't realise the boy Hay was out. Murray's clearly out, so I'm not sure what they're going to do up front. I don't know if they go with the boy Westley or Charlie Riley. I mean, I suppose they've got a couple of options, but I think a lot of it, and I'm quite biased, but a lot of it will depend on how we play. If we go forward as we have been, if we press them as well as we pressed Celtic yesterday and can actually take some of the chances, sure, Dundee might score, but if we can score a few, then it could be a bit of a shootout, and I fancy us in that.
Yeah, just confirming, we are the only game next Saturday. It's just the Dundee derby at half-time. At tea time, rather. I'm just looking at my... I didn't think I've made up that Ash Hay fact. I'm pretty sure he is also out. I'm positive he is. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a Dundee team with mixed results, a bit like yourself.
Yeah.
You know, where
they'll not be fearing us, Rondo. They'll not be fearing us, and we shouldn't have feared them.
You know, it's a derby. After the last two results, it's quite important that we come out the traps again on Saturday and maybe just get the bar 6 inches inside the post early doors.
That's all. We didn't ask much, Rondo. We really didn't. That's all we're asking. And you know what? If you're going to concede 4, lads, I'm all right with that. Just make sure that the 5 that hit the woodwork actually go in next week, and then we'll be pals again. Do you know if the game's a sellout yet or not?
I haven't seen that for either camp yet.
Right. So. Okay. But I would expect that it'll be a Bahia away for a sellout, I would assume, as the Dundee derby usually is. So, yeah, it's definitely one I'm looking forward to. Again, you don't like them, and you didn't like that kick-off time and whatever, but it should be a cracker. I'm expecting a cracker of a game.
Yeah, it feels like a massive week, yeah. Just given we've only picked up that.
Yeah.
I say a single point. We've played the best 3 teams in the country.
Yeah. If we go there next week and tear them apart, and I'm not saying that we will, but if we do, a lot of ills will be forgiven, Rondo.
That's a clip for this week sorted. Derby day at Tanna-dice, United against Dundee, 5:45. After the last couple of results, we shouldn't see any problem getting ourselves up for it, that's for sure. No. Right, buy me a coffee this week, Paul.
Well, Rondo, someone bought 2 coffees, so thank you very much for that. Please, if you do that again, leave your name, we'll give you a wee shout out. And Rachel bought a coffee. Hi, I'm not sure if you do shout outs on the pod, kinda do. But if you do, I'd love to wish my husband Derek Aberdeen a massive happy 40th birthday for the 21st of August. He's a big fan of the pod and is celebrating his birthday by heading to the derby on the Saturday. It would make his day if you could give him a wee birthday shout out. Thank you. Derek, happy birthday to you, buddy. And regardless of what gifts may be wrapped up for you, Again, and Rondo Kens, you're only looking for 3 points and a couple of goals next weekend. So fingers crossed that we all get that.
Absolutely. Now you can support the pod, buymeacoffee.com/Dode Fox podcast. Friday, 25th of September, we are having a night with the captains at the Bonner Hall, and it is completely sold out. Thank you very much to everyone who has bought tickets, as we'll be on stage with Paul Hegarty, Maurice Malpass, Andy Webster, Sean Dillon, and Mark Reynolds to find all about the role as captain, the good, the bad, the highs, the lows. There will be plenty of them all to discuss on the night, and Mark Reynolds is very much looking forward to that. He was doing the BBC Sports Sound yesterday, and he was on the gantry.
Nice
so,
one.
yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Again, it's one of these, we're not sure how it'll go in the first half. We usually, if you've never been to a Dode Fox podcast live show start at 7:30. The first half does last usually 90 minutes. The interval is at 9, usually for about 20 minutes, half an hour. We'll then do the raffle, and then the second half, we would then do your questions. So you'll get the opportunity, Q&A. You can put your questions in a box beside where you're buying raffle tickets and stuff like that. On raffles, if anyone's got any raffle prizes they wish to give us, you might own a business, you might offer a service, no like that, then do let us know. If you've got gift vouchers, money off vouchers, experiences, special one-off bottles of something, then we are always open to raffle prizes, and we will split the proceeds of the raffle between two charities as always. And it tends to be a good amount because people that come to these shows come with their dosh and are happy to buy the raffle tickets, which are usually, I think, £2. People normally buy 5, some buy 10. It's up to yourself.
People are generous, Rondo. People are very generous.
Yeah, but really looking forward to it. It's 6 weeks away now, Paul. You slightly bit nervous yet?
No. We're fortunate. Like, we know most of these guys. We've never met Andy Webster. He has been on the pod.
I've met him. I spoke to him at the 2010 dinner.
So there's no nerves then, because we are that's not where all the nerves come from. But that sometimes, like, and I always think Craig Levine, and then maybe it was just the fact that his reputation preceded him. But because we had never actually met him until he showed up, and we were trying to be nice before it as well, saying, look, you want anything to drink? You want in this order, this sorted for you? No, bring me in. And then he shows up, he's got his 2 bottles of wine. You're like, oh my goodness. I think he was halfway through one of them as well. And he didn't even know who I was. He was like, what? He said to show, who was that? That's the boy that'll be asking me some questions. With that guy. So that was a bit daunting, and that definitely raised my nerves and anxiety. But that worked out brilliant.
He was brilliant. Yeah,
it was class. That was a few years ago now.
And the thing is with these the shows as well, and again, because some people are new to the pod or whatever, and they hear about these shows, that's one show that's never seen the light of day, because it's a very honest chat for, at that time, 300 people in a room, so the Peter Houston and Craig Conway, the first half of that is available. You can see that on our YouTube channel. That is on there. Again, it's a very open chat. There's nothing that has been removed or couldn't be broadcast, but it's the openness and the honestness of the guests. And it does seem like a long time, that first half, but it absolutely seems to fly in once it gets going. We done the 83 show. We celebrated the guys that our greatest day, as we called it. It was absolutely phenomenal. And obviously we had Andy McLaren and Robbie Winters just starting the piss out of each other in January. And again, we've been very lucky to do some of the smaller shows as well. Really looking forward to September. It will be the final live show, certainly, of the year. There'll be nothing else between now and then. But really looking forward to it. And I was asked, Paul, I meant to mention this to you last week. Obviously, sometimes you get chatting to people and they start throwing about, what about this guy to come on the pod? And you're like, oh, well, we've actually had them on, but it was like episode 20 and this is now like 344 or whatever. I said, oh, they've been on, and all the back episodes are on the website. He says, what about that for a guest? And people now start asking if I can get them for like live show guests. And I'm thinking, do they ken some dodgy stories we didn't ken about? Because, I mean, again, Andy McLaren and Robbie Winters would never see the light of day, but we all enjoyed it for the 3 years we were on that stage. It was
brilliant. It was, yeah, it was. I know that we're biased, but it was. We really, myself and you, we both thoroughly enjoyed it. The audience that was there that night, at stages they were in fits of laughter at some of the nonsense that the boys were coming away with. But it was just a good evening. It was just a really good evening all around.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Let's say in the end of September for that. It's a big weekend, that one. Obviously, it's the international break. So Scotland play on the Saturday, and then on the Monday it is our 350th episode of the podcast, which is kind of mad still to say, really, that we're still really getting away with it after this time.
You've nailed it. We're still getting away with it. You have nailed it there, Ron.
Yeah. Still getting away with fun each and every week as well when we turn to the Tanna-dice Test. The dice has been missing you, Paul. It's still here, and
I'll see it next week.
Next week. I mean, it's like weirdly, I was about to say it's like a brothel in here. It's It's like a sauna in here. That's what I mean.
Sauna, yes. I mean, if it's like a brothel, things have changed in my time away. That's all I'll say.
It's only me in it, so I can't be that good at a brothel, I'll tell you that much. So, Paul gets 3 rolls of his digital dice on the app that we had to teach him to download. Each number he rolls it gives him a category. If he rolls a 1, it's pot luck, which could be random and very general knowledge questions about United. 2 is who am I, 3 is team sheet, 4 is the managers, 5 also played for, 6 is squad numbers. So far, Paul, in the early weeks of this, what's been your favourite category and what's your least favourite?
I think I've actually bizarrely done not too bad on team sheet, but I think that's because you're being pretty generous. Like you're getting us significant matches.
Okay.
But in general, I'm not very good at any of them, Rondo.
Thanks for that clue. Right, let's get the first roll of the dice.
Here we go.
Today.
What do we have? A 6. Straight off the bat.
Right into squad numbers. I've done a few more of these yesterday, actually.
Cheesy
I've got a good one for you. Right, 2005, 2006, number 32. 2006, 2007, number 36. 2007, 2008 through to 2009, 2010, number 27. 2010, 2011, 23. Then number 12 for 4 straight seasons. Who am I?
I think is it a goalie?
No, it's not a goalie.
Bad start. Number 12. So that's what he's got to be most famous for at Tannadice.
Yeah. He's not a podcast pal, but we would like him to be, put it that way.
Oh. No Gary Kenneth.
Nope.
He was never number 12, I don't think.
No. I've also got another clue, but it's a giveaway if I give you. That's my only reason for not giving you.
No point in giving the giveaways. I don't ken, though. I don't ken.
Okay. If you didn't ken, my final clue was Craig Levein loved him. Nah. Okay.
Nah. No idea.
Heath Watson.
Craig Levein did love him.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Levein did love him. He said he was the best prospect he'd seen at that age, yeah?
There you go. Yeah.
Keith Watson. Right. And here, good point. We would like to get him on. So if anybody cans him, put him in touch with you. Here we go, Rondo. What we getting? Where's the dice went?
Off the board.
There we go.
Who am I?
Jeezy peeps.
Who am I? I came through the United youth system. I scored 45 goals for the first team, and I scored my last goal in a 2-2 draw with Hibs in 2013.
Is it Good Willie? David Good Willie?
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
It's not.
Ooh.
It's his mate, Johnny Russell.
Johnny Russell. That was the other in my head. Bastard.
0 for 2. Can we get 1 point on the board today? Roll that dice. One
It's
more
an unlucky
time.
dice. It's an unlucky dice. Can't even stay in a bloody table. 3.
Team sheet. Right, you said you were getting some good games, so let's fucking see about that then. Let's fucking see about that. Well, I think I've gave you that in. Get it right, Ranger. Dundee United 4, Aberdeen 1, Scottish Cup quarter-final, February 2005. United started with Tony Bullock, Alan Archibald, Mark Wilson, Paul Ritchie, Stuart Duff, Barry Robson, Grant Brebner and Mark Kerr. Name the 3 missing starters. Bullock, Archibald, Wilson, Ritchie, Duff, Robson, Brebner, Kerr. Who is missing?
Before you jump in, I'll give you the 3 names, I think. Derek McInnes, Jim McIntyre, and I'm swithering with Colin Samuel or Scotland. I'll go Samuel.
It's none of those. I'll give you another bash. Well, I mean, if you swap the last name round for then you were thinking it as that is one of them.
Right, Jason Scotland.
Yeah, that's one of them, yeah.
Okay.
Bullock, Archibald, Wilson, Ritchie, Duff, Robson, Brebner, Kerr, Scotland. Who's the other 2?
Davy Hanna back then? I think he was.
Nah. What position do you think we are?
Stevie Crawford.
Yep, that's one.
Stevie Crawford.
So
I think I'm needing a midfielder. Because I'm assuming Duff was left back. Because he was like a Swiss Army knife, that boy. Can hopeless at midfielder, it's no McInnes. What else played for us back then?
It's not a midfielder either, but...
Oh, Jesus.
Neither a striker.
We need another striker? What, even with Scotland and Crawford on?
Well, according to this, we must have went Cavalier, given him 1-4-1.
I was away to say, no wonder. Maybe that's the future. 3 strikers. Oh, it's no Lee Miller, is it?
No, that's not Lee Miller.
Rondo, you would have ruined the last day of my holiday.
I might still, when this name comes out.
Alan Smart, something in the left
Played
field.
for the wee team and
did he score?
I don't care, I'm not got scorers in front of us.
James Grady.
Correct.
James Grady.
Oh.
I think he scored in that game. I could be wrong, but I seem to recall him scoring a peach against Aberdeen.
Yeah, there you go. See, I mean, the fun will still be here next week. Don't worry. You'll know this week. Right, what's been happening beyond the first team this week?
Well, the lone report, so you've got Sam Cleilharden at Dunfermline. Dunfermline got about 2-1 at home to Ross County, but Sam wasn't in the matchday squad. I think on the BBC they reported him as cup-tied, which is clearly nonsense, as he was man of the match in the last round. So he's either injured or he's suspended, one of the two. Owen's starting at Ayr United. On Friday night, Owen would lead the line for Ayr at Rugby Park, and within the first few minutes he would grab a goal to give his side the lead in the derby. He played the full match and had a very good game, but a late Kelly goal would secure a 3-2 win for Neil McCann's men and eliminate Owen and his mates from the competition. Charlie Dewar and Scotty Constable at Arbroath in their game this weekend. Rory Adams at Airdrie. They got pumped 4-0 for Hamilton, but once again, Rory is an unused sub. Matty Moody at Spartans. Matty got the full 90 minutes on Saturday down in Stranraer, but his team would lose 1-0. The co-op agreement with Clyde, Jamie Forrest, Keir Gilligan and Jack Anderson. Keir and Jack were once again on the bench to begin Clyde's away trip to Annan on Saturday, but Jamie was nowhere to be seen. In Keir's case, he had to wait until the 72nd minute to get on, and Jack would get on in the 82nd minute. And courtesy of a last-minute goal, Clyde would claim all 3 points in a 2-1 win. The academy teams / B team. Last Tuesday, a very young United B team got their KDM Evolution Trophy campaign underway with a long trip up to face Clachnacurran, and judging by the scoreline, they shouldn't have bothered. Clachnacurran ran out 5-0 winners on the night. The women's team. I didn't really have an update as such because I believe that they're playing as we speak, but they do get their league campaign underway this weekend as they host Falkirk at Foundation Park.
Right. Final bit of business, as always, is on this day with the Arab Archive as we look back at this day in history of Dundee United, 17th of August, as our focus straight. We mentioned him earlier. Craig Levine handed debuts to Nicky Weaver, Andy Webster and Danny Cadamarteri as United kicked off their centenary season against Hearts at Tannadice. And old Danny Cads needed just 4 minutes to open his United account. He scored from the spot after Danny Swanson was brought down. United had chances to add to it. Nicky Weaver made a couple of important saves to keep Hearts out. Hearts captain Michael Stewart was sent off early in the second half for picking up 2 yellow cards. David Guwillie passed up a couple of good chances, but United finally killed it off 5 minutes for time. Prince Bobbin sent Cadamarteri clear, and he calmly rolled home his second. It was United 2, Hearts 0, 2 goals on his debut for Cadamarteri, and the perfect start to a centenary season. I've got one signing to mention, Paul, and I'll just say, pretty straight, in 2004 we signed Paul Ritchie. Aye, the hand is still in the air, looking for someone, looking for an out.
the Brazilian Adriano, but no, that Adriano, the shiting.
Absolutely wild. And we've no birthdays to mention, apart from me, I'm 44 today. There you go.
Happy birthday, Rondo. Happy birthday to you.
Right, episode 344 is done. It is the first derby of the season as Dundee will walk down Tannadice Street to hopefully go back up at we nae points. You can find out everything you need, dodefoxpodcast.com. We're on the socials at Dodefox Podcast. You can like, subscribe, hit notification bell on YouTube, and support the pod. Buy me a coffee.com/Dode Fox Podcast. Have a great week. Stay safe. Don't forget to wash your hands and your arsehole.